Alright guys, we're back again. Today we're continuing our talk about the research process, and today I just want to talk about this word that a lot of people ask about, and it's called hypothesis, or we talk about hypotheses, since usually one hypothesis does not exist without the other. So what is a hypothesis? A hypothesis is really a statement of belief, a hunch. It's something you believe that you have not substantiated, but in your study, you will be testing whether or not this hypothesis or this belief that you have can be substantiated. So let's use a very simple example. We would like to believe that there is a direct relationship between gender and education level. So for the past couple of years, we've been hearing that many universities are actually attended by more women than men, and so on. So the ratio of graduates, ratio of men to women in the graduates group, it's pretty wide. We might have theories around it, and so we may want to test to see if there really is a significant relationship, or if there's a direct relationship between gender and university population entry. So in order to test that, we're going to start by stating what we believe. We believe there is a direct relationship between gender and the number of students at university, right? So just for argument's sake, that is something we believe. The first hypothesis that we write out, that we list, is called our null hypothesis. Now, don't get confused. A lot of words in research have different meaning from the general use of the word. Null means nothing, but in this case, null is really your base hypothesis that you will be testing. And then you also have to look at the opposite or the alternative hypothesis, which is very simple. It's written almost in the same way, except that it's written in negative. So there is no relationship, no direct relationship between gender and the population of university students. That is, if you had stated your null hypothesis as there is a direct relationship between gender and university population. Once you've done that, of course, you would have set your confidence level for your study. Remember, it is the researcher who actually determines this confidence level based on what he or she knows about the accuracy of the data, or what you believe. So it could be 99%, it could be 95%. SPSS by default uses a 99% confidence level. Now, if your confidence level is 99%, it means that your margin of error is 1%. We spoke earlier about a normal sample. We assume that the sample is normal. There's no skewedness. There's no one variable that is dominating the sample. No one value in a variable or in several variables. So, for example, your population, your sample is not skewed towards men. It's not skewed towards women. It's normally distributed. So we assume that the sample is normally distributed, which means that it is the test that we perform will be a two-tailed test of significance, and you use the test of significance or the chi-square test to be able to determine whether or not you accept the null hypothesis or you do not accept the null hypothesis. Notice I've said do not accept, because some people say reject, but what you're doing is that you're accepting or you're not accepting that this is true. Now, once you do your chi-square test, the SPSS will actually run that chi-square test for you. You get into analyze data, and it's cross tabulations, or you may select chi-square, but if you select a cross tabulation, then it allows you to get into the option to select the statistical test, and the test would be the chi-square test. Once you do that, you determine which variable goes in as your independent variable and which variable goes in as your dependent variable. Now, your dependent variable is the one that is going to be affected by the independent. Independent means it does not depend on anything, right? So your gender does not depend on anything. You're born male or female. However, your education level may be affected by your gender. If we determine, for example, that there is a relationship between gender and education level. So once you have done that, you've identified your independent and your dependent variable, then you're going to move each variable into the specific box, and you will ask the software to run the chi-square test for you. At the end of the processing of the data, what you will receive is a p-value, or the Pearson's coefficient. And remember, if you had selected a 99% confidence level, in this case SPSS uses a 99% level, then it means that because it's a two-tailed test, that 1% is divided by 2, and the p-value on each end, the base p-value against which you will match your calculated p-value from the data set, that base p-value is 0.05. Again, if the result of the chi-square test, that is the Pearson coefficient, which is calculated from the data, is greater than 0.05, it means that you will not accept, or some people may say you will reject, but it means that you will not accept the null hypothesis. So if your null hypothesis said there is a direct relationship between gender and education level, for example, what you will be doing is that you will be refuting this claim. And in your conclusion, you will basically conclude that this is really just a relationship of chance. There's no statistically significant relationship between gender and your education level. Well, that's it for today. That's our quick tip on hypotheses. I hope it has really helped you. It has helped to clarify some of your questions or your queries. Don't forget to like this video. Importantly, don't forget to share the video. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to this channel.